friends, Jen Cassell here. I am back with a tutorial for the accessories that you get with the Bloom Go Tote when you buy the VIP ticket at the Cricut Crafting Summit happening this weekend. You won't want to miss it. I am going to leave everything in the description box. Grab your free ticket. You can always upgrade to the VIP pass. However, with the VIP pass, you get a lot of bonuses, and we're going to put this extra bonus that you get with me for free with your VIP pass. So before we get started putting the wallet together, I'm going to give you a short Cricut tutorial. So this is how it comes over. You're going to want to switch the width to 12.031. Press enter. Now you can ungroup it. We're going to focus on this one right here first. Come down into your groupings. These basic cuts are going to be score lines. Now you're going to want to highlight the entire and attach. Next, I'm going to come down here. Let's focus on this one right here. Ungroup it. Bring this over to the side. Within this grouping, you want to hit these as your score lines, and once again, attach. Do the exact same thing with this here. Ungroup, bring that up. Go into your grouping, hit this group, hit this group, and go to score, and once again, attach. From here, you are ready to hit make. This is just going to be kind of a slow crafting session. I'm not speeding it up or anything like that. And we're just going to talk crafts and do a little project here. So as many of you know, I am participating in a Cricut Summit this weekend. It's the Cricut Crafting Adventure. I will link everything in the description box. The file that I'm putting together today is actually one of the bonus files that you get when you buy the VIP ticket. Now, everyone who goes gets the regular ticket, which is actually for free. And the event is starting tomorrow, so you definitely want to pick that up. But I do recommend you getting the VIP ticket because you get a ton of bonus files. You only have access to the files for one day, so you have more of a go at your own pace. And if you missed what I am doing, I'm doing this really, really cool tote. So I highly encourage you to check it out. This file is so cool. It really is. I absolutely loved putting this together, and I ended up doing for the free file. This is a matching wallet, and there's a little shaker luggage tag here that I have. But we're gonna go over that, and we're gonna talk crafts, and we're gonna have a little fun and get this done. So the file comes over like this. This is all of the components for the file. There's also a flower that I don't have out right now, but it is cut, and I'll show you how to put it together. This right here are all of your inserts for the interior of the wallet. But for now, we are just going to work on the exterior of the wallet. The wallet is meant to match the tote, and it has this really cool rattan layering piece that we're using for the exterior of the wallet. Now, when I do 3D crafts, I love using my Barely Art. You guys know that. If you follow me, you know that I'm a Barely Art fan. I was on their design team for many years. They currently do not have a design team, so I am not on it now. I love their glue, and I'll never stop using it. So I'm just adding these exterior layers to it, and then we're going to add the white pieces on top of that. And that this does two things. It gives the piece a little structure, and it's also a decorative layer. This little wallet is small but mighty. It's going to be super, super sturdy when we put it together. Now, this Cricut Crafting Adventure has a travel theme to it, and you get to visit all of these European destinations. So the projects definitely have like a European travel feel to them. My stop is in Portugal, and it has a flower festival going on in the spring. So that's why it's called the Bloom Go Tote set. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy right now. I actually just woke up. I took a nap because I was up extremely late with work last night, and I only got like 5 hours of sleep. So I took a little mid-afternoon nap, and this is where it's left me. I can't talk. So just do your best to kind of line everything up with this one. Once again, that's why I really like using liquid glue. I know some people like to use tape for this kind of thing, but it never works out for me. And these are just some overlays to add a little color, and once again, adding sturdiness to it. So you just kind of line those up. And you're going to have a gap in the center that is going to match the outside of your wallet, which we'll get to in a second. So let's talk about some of the other projects that you're going to see at the summit. There are a ton of designers. There are a ton of amazing projects. And that VIP ticket gets you access to additional files just like this. Now, you might have noticed this one I have already done the scoring on. So I'm going to show you how to do it with this one. So all you're going to do is a simple accordion fold. So starting at the one that is attached at the middle here, and how did I mess that up? There we go. There we go. You're going to fold it over, and then you're going to fold it back, and then fold it forward once again. So that is a simple accordion fold. I'm also going to grab my bone folder. Those are always helpful when doing 3D projects because they give you a nice crisp edge. That makes sure everything lines up properly. And I'm doing the exact same thing over here, doing that little accordion fold, and then hitting it with my bone folder. And then you do have one more fold at the bottom. Grab that bone folder. Now, one of the main complaints that I see people having with Cricut is their scoring lines aren't deep enough. Now, I use a Cricut Maker, so I actually use a scoring wheel in mine. But before I had my Maker, I've had a couple of them, so it's been quite some time. But I did have one of the Explore series. And the Explore series, you had to use an actual stylus. That is when I really had a hard time seeing those score lines. So I've got a little tip for you. When you are in Design Space and you need a more solid score line, what you're going to want to do is duplicate it a couple times if you want to. Duplicate it, center it right on the original score line as many times as you see fit. You can do it twice, you can do it 3 times, But when you duplicate it and attach it, it's actually going to score it like 2-3 times, however many times you've hit that score line and duplicated and attached. And that'll give you a much deeper score line. So something to think about. Even seasoned Cricut pros have a little trouble with that kind of thing. So try it next time you're in Design Space. Okay. All right. Now these are just going to go on the interior of your card or your wallet. And I'm going to start off just using this edge here, and I'm grabbing this tab, adding some glue. I have my glue holder right here, and I haven't been using it. I don't know why. Naps, let me tell you. All right, so I'm going to flip it this way, actually. I always find it easier to work like this. And just line up that score line with the edge and use your bone folder to press it down. Okay. Before I continue on with that, I'm actually going to go over to this one right here, adding some glue. Do the exact same thing. Just line that wallet up with your score line. I'm going to flip it and add a little additional right here. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to this tab here. Actually, I'm going to glue both of them at the same time. I'm just going to kind of pinch and fold over. Okay. And we're going to do the exact same thing with this side right here. So I know a lot of the people that follow me are traditional die cutters. And don't get me wrong, I love die cutting as well. Love, love, love. It's probably one of my favorites. But I do love my Cricut as well. The reason that I enjoy die cutting is because, wow, did I mess up that score line? We'll just put it on like this though. It will be fine. So the reason that I love die cutting is because you get a different kind of edge than you would in Cricut. It's a pressed edge, so the quality of your cut is a little different than Cricut. That's why I always go back and forth, even though Cricut obviously is on a lot cheaper and more versatile. But it's just a different kind of cut, you know? So we have this wallet together. Now I am going to start. This is the last piece of your wallet. This is your trim portion right here. So I am just going to start using my hands for this. And I'm going to go around and I'm just pinching right where my wallet ends. Now, I am not doing it at the top here. All right. I'm just going to kind of flip it. And at this point, I'm going to use my bone folder for this point. Just like that. Because I don't want it to be a tight fit. I want this, because I put the accordion folds in there, I want there to be room for some stuff. So when I put this down, it's going to go to right about here. But first, I'm going to unfold And I'm going to add a little glue just to start it off. But I think what I like most off is just versatility in crafting. I like being able to, oh, if I don't have a die for this, I've got my Cricut. If I want to do a bigger project, oh, I've got my Cricut. But then I mainly do die cutting just because I do like the quality of the cut a lot more. And then for this one, I'm not going to put glue on the actual um, paper on the strap. I'm just going to put a little bit down here, but I don't want it to go over. So I'm going to put the glue on the wallet itself. Okay. And now, how do you want to do your strap? So you could use magnets. If you were to use magnets, I would put your magnet down before you start gluing this to the piece. Or you could use a belly band around it if you wanted. Me, I am going to use a little Velcro dot. So I have a whole bunch right here. And this is how I like to do my Velcro dots. So I don't automatically put it on the paper that I'm using. I put it on the fuzzy side. That way you know it's going to line up. Go ahead and I'm going to place that right at the tip of my strap. And then fold over, but once again, I'm leaving a little room. I want it to be a little loose. So I'm going to put that right there. Oh, they didn't put any adhesive on this. Put another one. This one's sticky. There we go. All right. So just go ahead and lay that down. Make sure you could even open it up a little bit when you go to put that strap on. That way you know you've got a little room for those accordion folds to do their thing. All right. So really cute, easy, easy, easy. Now let's decorate it. So let's do a little flower making here today. So I'm going to start with my base of the flower, and I am actually going to flip it over. This is the side that you're not going to see. It's underneath. And I like to use these styluses. These are clay styluses. You can get them in the clay section of your craft store. Amazon should have them as well. Really easy to find. When you do find ones for paper, they're usually the really tiny ones. Don't get me wrong, the tiny ones are great. There are certainly times for them. But with flower making, you want a larger one. I actually have an entire set. So this is my stylus set right here. And this one I use for really large blooms. But if you like to make flowers like I do, you're definitely going to want one of those sets. And all I'm doing is just kind of rubbing the paper onto my foam. This is actually a foam block. Usually my foam that I use for flower making is this it's shipping foam. I work in a hospital setting, so they're always shipping stuff, and I grab the foam from that because it's really good foam. Like, you don't need anything expensive. This just happened to be on clearance, and I saw it and I was like, oh, this is great. Maybe I could use this on camera instead of my other crappy ones. But this is from the florist section. Or no, it was in the bakery section at Michael's. And it's meant for flower making for cake bakers. And I was just lightly cupping it. This one I'm going to cup the opposite way. Really easy. You can go all out on these, add a little ink to the tips. That would be really nice. Um, and I'm going to switch over to a smaller stylus for this one. I'm going to just cup that like this. Now you could put this together before you actually cup it, at least like the centerpiece, but I wanted to pull mine up even more, so I am doing it separately. Go ahead and add a tiny bit of glue. You may want to grab a pair of tweezers for this, and just go ahead and place that in the center. Now I lined mine up, but it could also be a really good look if you offset it a little bit and, you know, had some of the pink poking through the white. So that's an option as well. And then I'm going to come over once again, grab a little bit of glue for the center. You could use hot glue for this. I'm actually just waiting for my hot glue gun to warm up. So I'm going to use liquid glue for now. I may have to reinforce it with some hot glue. When I'm doing that flower center, I'm really poking that down, and that's going to give you even more of a cup to it. Okay. And then we have this here for the bottom. And I don't know if this is going to go on with hot glue properly. I don't know. I think I'll just wait for the hot glue. Maybe, no, my hot glue gun has not heated up yet. We're just going to set this aside while my hot glue gun heats up, and we're going to focus on something else. So this actually came with the luggage tag, which we're going to do next. This is the Wanderlust, but I'm going to use it for this. I just think it's really, really cute. So you get 3 different pieces to this, and I am going to just add the pink to the white directly. I probably could switch over to a smaller nozzle for my glue for this, but I'm just gonna make it work since I'm already waiting on hot glue. Annoying. So let's talk about some of the projects. I've seen a couple really cute ones. So one of the things that I don't do enough with my Cricut is leather. Cricut cuts leather really, really well. I've done a couple of leather projects, but I haven't done enough. I don't use that function as much as I should. Um, Lately, when I've been cutting leather, because believe it or not, I do like to make jewelry. Um, it's not something that I talk about on my YouTube channel because I mainly do like paper and Cricut crafts. But yes, I do jewelry. Very specifically, I like to do wood jewelry. And I use my my laser for that. Although you can cut veneer with a maker. I'm going to add some foam to this to pop the sentiment up a lot. Yeah, so I do jewelry. I like to do wood jewelry. I definitely have like a boho look to my jewelry. I saw some a couple years ago on Pinterest, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is really, really cool. So I did it with my maker like once, and I wasn't really impressed with how the veneer turned out on it. Not that like the Cricut did a fine job cutting it. It's just the veneer was too thin to really get a good piece of jewelry out. So I stopped, and then I decided to revisit it when I got my laser a while back. And now I regularly make my own jewelry. I'm not a jewelry person. I will level with you. I've never been one of those girls that's like, oh, I wonder what jewelry my husband's gonna get me for whatever this year. My husband knows me well enough that like when he wants to impress me, um, he gives me money for glasses. That's my kink, I guess. He gives me money for glasses and craft supplies. That's he's a good man. He's a good man. Each Christmas, well, right before the holidays, he always asks, like, "Oh, is there a new machine that you want to try? Is there, what's the latest buzz in crafting?" So I got a good one, guys. I know. Be jealous. He's great. Um, but yeah, so I do a lot of wood jewelry with my laser, but there are some, and what got me into the whole leather situation is I've made some wood and leather earrings not too long ago, and I was cutting the leather with my laser, which I'll level with you, it's so much faster. It's so much faster than Cricut. But you get what you get, you know? Not everyone has a laser. So I am going to put this right on here. I did see a really cool tile project as well that I wanted to try. That could be a lot of fun. So, well, this is not what I was thinking. I was going to put it, maybe, oh, I could put it here. That could be kind of cool. I'm going to put it off to the side here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it off to the side. Maybe this is what I'm going to do. And you know what? That's what I'm going to do. All right. So I'm going to pop this up. That way that can slide right underneath it. Moments of brilliance. That's all you can ask for when you're crafting. Moments of brilliance. So let me know in the comments, what unusual items do you use your Cricut for? I know a lot of people use Cricut. I have a friend that quilts and she cuts all of her fabric with her Cricut. She does like crazy quilting though. It's not like typical quilting. I mean, she's like, wow. It's one of the coolest things ever. I've gone to a couple of her shows and I'm always so impressed. Um, but she uses the fabric function on hers a lot. Um, what else did I see? I did see that there was a couple of wood projects. That's always really cool. Um, because it does cut veneer really, really well. It just wasn't what I needed at that time. Um, I just don't know if veneer should be jewelry. It was too thin. That was the problem. It was just too thin. That's why I like to use base wood. And I do actually have some off to the side. Maybe I'll show you this if perfect. Oh, that is adorable. Okay. All right. Moments of genius. All right, so I've got my hot glue gun heated up now. I'm actually gonna put this one right over here. Yeah, I messed up and I put that on the wrong side. There we go. I'm gonna put that one right there. Let's angle this one over here. There we go. Looking cute. So if you follow me, I've been doing a lot of like nautical projects for Scrap Diva. Um, she has like kind of a nautical release happening, and I've done like nautical every way under the sun lately. And what I was getting at is this lime green color that I'm using. This is, I think it's called Cash from Basil. I get my cardstock from 12 by 12 cardstock shop. And this green has been one of my favorites for summer lately. It's just got this beautiful shimmer to it. I hope the camera's picking it up. So this is our wallet. Really, really cute. Lots of room. You could do some photos in here. This would be good for a gift card. This is great gift card packaging. You could throw some candy on the other side, a little gift card, and like, you know, just like a made to order card. And you could make this a little bigger too. You could do a card set inside of it. That would be really cute. That's one of my actual favorite gift ideas. When people are always asking me, like in my family, for cards, because they know that I'm a card maker, and I usually do have a ton of them on hand. But a couple of my family members ask me so much for cards during the year that around Christmas time, I always gift them a card gift set, and it's got cards, a cute little handmade box, some envelopes, and people really seem to enjoy that, especially the ones that are asking me for cards all the time. So here is our wallet. So cute, goes with our little Bloom Go Tote so well. Love. So let's head on over here and we're going to work on our luggage tag. So I'm not getting crazy with this one like I did this. So this is the luggage tag. I put it together a slightly different way. When you open it in Design Space, if you wanted to do a a tag similar to this, what you would do so that it has acetate on both sides. First, you're going to want to cut 2 things of acetate and 2 of your frames. Um, I actually decided to offset this frame in blue when I did it this way. This is going to be your basic tag that we're doing today. So you would just offset it, do like a 0.04 or 0.05 offset of this piece right here in Design Space if you wanted to go that route. Cut it twice because you'll want one for the back. You would just sandwich some foam strips in between, and that's how I created my larger shaker pocket for this. Now, word of note with the luggage tag. This luggage tag is meant to go on this. It is a permanent tag. It's not going anywhere once it's on. When I did this, I wanted to be able to show them separately because the luggage tag was not going with the Bloom Go Tote when you bought your regular ticket. This is a VIP. Word of note, when you put it on, you would just slip it on a strap like that. It's not going anywhere. You can make this so that it's not permanent. You just wouldn't want to make it as thick as what I did here. You can also do a little modification in Design Space, and all you would do is just shorten this up a little bit, and you could widen this out right here, and that would give you a much more manageable size for your tag and make it not permanent. So this is how the luggage tag comes apart. So you would just want to shorten it just a tad bit at the bottom, which is very, very easy to do. You would just create a square shape, line it up at the bottom of your tag, highlight both, and slice. That's it. Super, super simple. But today we're just doing a simple tag. I'm not making mine permanent. I'm just going to get that out of the way, essentially. And this time, instead of doing the acrylic backing for this so that you can see through it, I just decided to do a piece of pattern paper with it. So I'm just going to line up my pattern paper at the bottom. Now, once again, if you're doing this in Design Space and you wanted this tag, so what you would do is just cut a smaller version of this. So do an interior offset. Once again, it only has to be like 0.05 inches interior offset, and with that offset, line it up on your ticket, highlight both, and slice. That's all you got to do. It's really, really simple. When you start getting the basics of Design Space, it truly is one of the most user-friendly programs out there when it comes to basic crafting. I've tried a few other, and I mean, Silhouette, it's a great program. It's much more meaty if you are not computer literate. You may have a bit of a hard time with it. I do have a Silhouette. I don't use it. I use their design software for everything though. With my job, I'm on a computer like 24/7, so I'm very comfortable with software. But even for somebody like me who's pretty computer literate, um, I am there are days, let me tell you. So I'm just using some foam strips around the edge. Once again, I am using Barely Art. They have a great foam strip. So does Nancy over at Fanciful Chaos. Hers are just a little thicker, and I wanted something a little thinner for this one. And you don't need to use foam strips at all either. You could duplicate this multiple times, and that would give you some height to put in some shaker. Or you could just do it flat and do some flat shaker mix on the interior. Very customizable. But I will even say, even with like my laser software, like the We Create software, I would say that is more similar to Silhouette's software. But it's not even as robust as Cricut. Cricut is pretty user friendly, but it's not very robust software by any means. Like there's no eraser tool in it, which is something that I always have a very hard time when I'm in Design Space not having an eraser tool. But you learn to deal with it. I taught myself on Cricut. Well, honestly, Jennifer Maker taught me Cricut. I watched just when I got mine. I watched a ton of tutorials on YouTube, and she's the one that really kind of like, oh, you can do a lot of stuff with this machine. So, and Jennifer Maker is actually participating in this event. She's doing a really cool card. She's doing a paper craft. But I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a paper crafter. There's a ton of vinyl projects in there. There's glass etching. Like it's just a fun craft summit. I'm just using, this is a little bit of, I don't even know what's in the shaker mix. It's an old one that I saw in my stash, so I figured I'd bring it out. I don't even use these really large ones in my shaker mixes anymore. But it's cute. So we're just going to add a little bit of shaker mix to it. Don't overstuff your shakers. Save yourself the headache. Now remember too, when you're using foam, pressure. Lots and lots of pressure. Here I'm using the blade of my scissors, which probably isn't the smartest idea on the planet, but my bone folder is being partially hidden right now by my other luggage tag. There we go. All right, so before I take the protective strips off my foam, I am going to take the protective strips off my acetates. I'm using Barely Art acetates. Love their acetates. But it does have a protective strip on both sides. So be aware. And I am going to grab my frame for the front of it. Use a little bit of glue on here. Go light on the glue. This is not the time to go heavy on glue. Ideally, you want this to be tacky, not wet when you put it on your acetate, and that's going to help it not move around a lot. So I'm even grabbing my silicone brush and I'm really spreading that out. Do you hear my stomach? I hope you didn't hear my stomach. Hopefully my microphone like got that out. All right, so I'm gonna come down here and apply it to my acetate. And look at that. It's not going anywhere because you want it tacky and not wet. Okay. We'll let that cure though for just a sec while I grab these protective strips off my foam. Okay. Very carefully line everything up, just like that. Now from here, you could add your wanderlust, you could add your flowers, whatever it may be. Just keep in mind that now that this is over, it's permanent unless you modify the file, which it's easy to do. It really is. But I was thinking, how cute would this be if you added a little ribbon at the top and have it hanging from a project? I thought that could be kind of fun. You could even do like a little ribbon right here. That would be adorable. Love, love, love. You could do a bow at the top of this. A bow would be absolutely adorable. You could do a little stamp right here as well. That would be a lot of fun. Like one of those little like postage, the round postage stamps. That would be really, really cute on the luggage tag. So this is what we have. And the tote. I love this tote. I think it just turned out so awesome. This is the first time that I've done a file like this. I love it. Absolutely love it. You know, this tote is actually inspired by a tote that I saw on Pinterest. I saw it there and I was like, oh my gosh, that is one of the coolest totes. Like, I want to order it for myself, but it had like a $300 price tag on it. I was like, what? So yeah, I didn't order the tote. I made one out of paper though. So thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in the Cricut Summit, you still have time. Grab your tickets. You won't want to miss out. This is so much fun. It's a 4-day event. You have so many different instructors doing so many cool crafts. I can't wait to see. And you get some really cool bonus files as well when you get that VIP. There's so many. Join the Facebook group. There's giveaways, there's prizes. It's a lot of fun. If you've never done a summit like this, you'll definitely want to check it out. I am thinking about doing another summit in July. That one is a more beginner friendly. I mean, this one has everything from beginner tutorials to a little more expansive files like this one. But I'm thinking about doing an actual like beginner friendly summit in July. I haven't completely committed to it yet, but probably I will. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crafty content. Check out the links in the description box. Get your free ticket, see what it's all about. You can always upgrade to your VIP from there. So leave me a comment and I will see you in the next crafty video.
Bye!